Hey everybody, it's Dr. V. Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to do the karmic reading for this this time period. I'm not going to say the dates because it could be people might listen to this in 2 months and it still resonate for them. So I've been feeling a lot of karmic energies and karmic cycles coming to completion at this point. A lot of people, you may be experiencing things coming up, shadow material that's coming up, things that you're like, wow, I thought I had resolved that, I thought I had healed that, but it's coming up right now so that you can heal it. Any old patterns, any old beliefs, cycles, if you're hearing from old lovers or people that you used to have romantic connections with, it's coming up to be purged and to be healed. So try not to resist, surrender to the process. So I'm going to jump in. Spirit, please use me as a clear channel for communication. May the messages that come through be in the highest good of all those concerned. I call upon my ancestors, guides, counsel, higher wisdom, archangels to protect this space, to protect the energies. May the messages that come through be those that are uplifting, those that are encouraging. May there be clarity, wisdom, peace, and may the energy of this reading contribute to the uplifting of humanity as a whole. And so it is. So I am going to introduce a new deck to you today. This is the New Era Elements Tarot by Eleanor Piper. So it's relative. I think it was just released, but I have a friend that works in a metaphysical store, and she turned me to, let me know about them when they came out. And so I got them yesterday, and I spent a lot of time with them last night. So it's a really beautiful deck. So let's just get an overall energy of the karmic situation right now. Interesting. Okay, so we've got the Daughter of Earth, the Daughter of Fire, and the Hanged Man. The Daughter of Earth would be like the Page of Pentacles. So this is slow forward movement. Things are moving, it's just not fast. It's going slow. It's an energy of really needing to be, things needing to be planned out and plotted. This is not something that this card is about feeling safe and protected. It's really about reliability, stability. This is a card of being focused, deliberate, having plans, getting in tune with one's needs, getting in tune with what someone's, with your own passion, with attending to your own, to the situation on a practical level. This is about people, the energy is people kind of going within and looking at themselves, looking at their the current situation, the current energies, and being like, okay, is this a situation that really is serving me anymore, or is it something that needs to be, that I need to evaluate from a different perspective? We have the Daughter of Fire, which is also, it's about passion. The fire is about passion. This is about spirituality. It's about passion. It's about connection with earth, connection with others, really digging into deeper spirituality and really exploring oneself oneself and one's position in the world in a much deeper way. It's about, this card is about what, the phrase joie de vivre, a joy of life. This is about having some enthusiasm about living, really tapping into passion, tapping into one's own power. This is about curiosity, wanting to learn, wanting to be involved in something exciting. And so with these two cards here together, what I'm really seeing is that there's people in the connection that are both kind of looking, and again, this doesn't have to be a romantic connection. This can be family, job. It can be any kind of karmic cycle that has been playing out. So what I'm seeing is that there's this desire for more passion, more excitement, more vitality in life as a whole. It's like people are really looking at themselves, looking within and saying, is what I'm doing now currently serving me? Is it helping me to ascend? Is it getting me to, is it helping me tap into my passions? Or is it something that's just kind of status quo and not exciting anymore? Is it something that I've just been doing because it was easy, because it was stable, because it seemed simple? That's the overall energy. And with this hanged man, the hanged man is about getting a different perspective. This is about looking at things in a new light. When you're upside down, the world looks different. And so this is about people really getting into a space of looking at things differently. It could even be also about a period of stasis, of being kind of, I don't want to say stuck, because it doesn't feel like stuckness. With this card, there is movement. When with both of these cards, there is movement forward. It's slow movement, it's deliberate, it's intentional. So it's not stuck, but it's a period of maybe pause. Let me pause for a second and look at these, reflect on these energies a little bit more. Reflect on whether what I'm doing right now is serving my highest good, whether it's whether I'm only staying where I'm staying because it's stable. I've seen people that do that, where they will hate their job, they'll hate their boss, they hate everything about it, but they stay because it provides an element of financial stability. And so it feels like people are kind of evaluating, yes, this is stable, yes, this is a situation that is to a certain extent comfortable, but is it serving my highest good? Is it serving my passion? Is it helping me to go forward on my path, or is it keeping me stuck? And so it feels like there's this definite energy of reflection. There's a certain level of discomfort that people are experiencing. It's this recognition of that, the Dr. Phil energy that I always joke about, which is, how's that working out for you? And so it's this they're in this space of reflecting, like, how is what I've been doing contributing to my forward motion? Is it contributing to my progress, or am I continuing to be stuck in the same old because that's what's been comfortable? So let's look at the energy that the divine counterpart is bringing to the situation right now. I'm not going to read reversals today. So we have the Ace of Earth, oppression, and the Magus. That would be like the Magician. So the Ace of Earth, new beginning in the physical world. This is planting seeds, wanting to have a new beginning, wanting to have a new start physically in the material world. It's like they're in this space of like, look, it's not enough to just be in a space where things are cool, like spiritually, or where I feel okay, like where things are working out in the spiritual world. This is an energy of somebody wanting to bring that energy of what's happening in the spiritual and the 5D and the higher realms into this earth. It's like, okay, cool, everything is great in the spiritual realm. This is like their 5D self. Their higher self is like, okay, everything is working out up here. We're doing our work up here. Now it's time for you to bring that to pass on the earth. It's time for new beginnings. It's time for things to start physically, a new beginning in the physical realm. This energy of oppression, this is about people feeling held down, feeling kept down, feeling like there is not, like they're being held. Yeah, oppression is literally about being held back. It's literally about not being able to move forward. This is literally a card of feeling like something outside of you is holding you back. Something outside of you is keeping you from being able to move forward. And the reality is that happens. We would be foolish to pretend like that there is not oppressive forces. But what's happening is that I really get that this person, this divine counterpart in this connection, is feeling more like it's external. Like they're feeling the sense of being stuck and stifled externally, when the reality is that they could set themselves free at any time if they would just let themselves get free. This is a card to me of wanting it. This is like there's kind of a power struggle. That energy I think that energy came through last week in the karmic, that there is a power struggle. I almost get the sense that this is not like the energy that the counterpart is bringing to this karmic situation isn't really about passion, feelings, love, anything like that. It's about power. It's about the power that they feel. It's maybe they're in a karmic situation that they feel a certain sense of power over another person. Maybe it's a job and they feel a sense of power in that role that they're in. But whatever it is, it's giving them this source of external validation. This is like need for control, needing to feel like as though their power is coming from something outside of themselves. They may be really staying in a situation because it gives them a sense of structure that they don't have within, and so they're kind of trying to get that from outside sources. It's literally about, hey, okay, it's time to look at the reality of a situation as it is, and stop staying in this energy of frustration, but look at what you can do with this. Look what can you do with what you have? What can you do with the energy that you're currently working with? It's like, I feel like this is a card of kind of having a the reality just comes and like smacks you in the face, and you kind of have to deal with things. If you've been feeling stuck, and this is what this divine counterpart has been feeling kind of recognizing that the situation that they're in isn't really serving their highest good, and they have to get out of the fantasy around it. They have to be willing to let go of their the struggle for power and for what they're gaining in the situation, and decide what they're going to do to move toward this new beginning. Because this Magus card is the Magus, I think is how you say it, is the Magician. The Magician can be a really powerful card of manifestation. It can be a really powerful card about bringing things to pass. Now, if you look at the energy on this card, you see like CNN, Fox News, Botox, Facebook, Twitter. I think that's like the little blue pill. What is that? Viagra. I think that's so what this is talking about is that there's also a danger with this energy, with the Magician energy, of getting into an energy of manipulation, of being a trickster, taking advantage of other people. It's also, so on the dark side, on the shadow side, because I feel like we have to look at situations that we each have light and darkness within us. We each have the possibility to move toward lightness, to move toward darkness. And it feels like this divine counterpart has kind of been in a space where trying to move away from some of these darker behaviors and into more positive behaviors, kind of taking their willpower, taking their ability to manifest positivity, instead of feeling like they have to manipulate people to get what they want, where they feel like they have to take advantage of situations or take advantage of people to keep this sense of power that they have. So this is about I feel like the divine counterpart right now is someone who has probably a lot of ambition, a lot of, like Kanye says, he got that ambition, baby, right? This is a card of someone who has ambition, someone who wants to go out and get things for their life. They want to, they're probably someone who's very skilled communicator, someone who is able to even be persuasive, which is a good thing if they're using it for the right reasons. Now, if it's not, if they're using it for a selfish gain and to elevate themselves without considering the implications or the impact on others, then that's not that's not a good thing. So he has to, they have to look at the illusions and the really understanding if what they're offering to people, if what they're doing is really a solid offer, or if it's just illusions and trickster energy so they can get what it is that they want. And it feels like right now they're kind of contending with that. They're kind of contending with the fact, like maybe they've been in a karmic relationship and they've been making promises to the karmic partner for a long time about what they were going to do or how they were going to change or how they were going to show up. And they're starting to realize that all they've ever been doing, honestly, is making false promises to keep things copacetic, to keep their power, to keep the structure, to keep things kind of steady. But none of it's been real. None of it's been honest. It's not like they haven't been willing to come through on the promises that they've been making. And I feel like that's an energy that they're really having to deal with right now, is whether or not they are ready to get clear and get real and let some of this and move toward this energy of a new beginning, which means letting go of some of these old behaviors. So what is the karmic person bringing? We have the Son of Air, the Fool, and Exploration. What do you guys think of this deck? Let me know in the comments, by the way. I like the more modern imagery. I also like some of the more, you know, inclusive imagery. You guys know that I'm not going to, you know, if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, you see that I'm very much about addressing all aspects of humanity. So I love that. So the Son of Air. This is a card of, again, kind of an a little bit more mature than what the, you know, a mature energy than what the overall energy was bringing. But the Son of Air is about looking for understanding. This is about someone looking for solutions. This is somebody who is really getting ready to start cutting themselves free, like setting themselves free from the things that have been holding them captive. This is about getting creative and learning how to overcome obstacles in life, because it's like really starting to get really trying to learn how to solve problems, like getting creative in problem solving, learning to take, basically what this card is saying to me is moving out of the energy of always wanting to be led by emotion and getting into a more rational thinking. This is like, okay, so let's look at the situation. Like, what if I set aside my emotions? What if I stop looking at this situation strictly from my emotions, strictly from really what it is that I want, or the emotional tie that I've had to this situation. If I check the emotions at the door, what is the reality? What is the truth of the situation? Getting rational about things, looking at things from a more honest perspective. They're ready for a new beginning, and they're ready to take this new dive. Okay, the Fool is a new beginning. This is about moving into a new energy, a new experience in this life. This is about having a new start, being more open-minded, kind of moving into this joy of, again, like the joie de vivre, having a joy of living again. Now, it's interesting because what I get with these two is that they're trying to make decisions, move forward, break these, you know, bonds that are holding them back, but they don't want to be reckless. They don't want to just like look with, what is that? They want to look before they leap. So this is about kind of recognizing that a new beginning means that something else has to end, that there's some kind of something that needs to come to a conclusion. Again, this doesn't mean that if they're in a karmic, like if it's a karmic relationship, or if it's a karmic family member, that they're going to necessarily like end that connection completely. That doesn't necessarily mean that. What it does mean is that they're recognizing that things can't continue as they are, and so they're going to have to, something is going to have to end. Behaviors are going to have to end. Codependence, limiting beliefs, something is going to have to come to an end. It's like they understand that new beginnings can be dangerous. New beginnings can be scary. You don't know what's going to happen, right? When you start on something new, you don't know if it's going to be successful or if it's going to be a failure. You have no idea, but they're getting ready. They're really in that space of wanting to take that chance and move toward a new beginning, because it's what is happening is that what is currently happening is not working. It's not bringing them the fulfillment that they want, and they're starting to get realistic about it. I feel like with this the Venus retrograde that's happening right now, I don't know about all of you, but it's been intense for I've been feeling it a lot for sure. And so this card is, the message that I'm getting is that people are finally being like, look, you cannot continue to pretend like this is not an issue. You cannot pretend that these energies that have been present are not real. You cannot keep, putting it under the what's the word I'm looking for? Sweeping it under the rug and pretending that everything is okay when it's not. It's time to start facing shit for real. It's time to start recognizing your issues and dealing with them head on so that you can have this new beginning. This exploration card. This is the energy that they're bringing with the exploration, is this energy of curiosity. What else is available? What else is possible? That's something that is really something that's really important, okay? They want to explore something new. There's something that has piqued their curiosity. something that has made them start to ask, is this all that's available to me? Is this all that I'm able to do? Is there something better out there? Is there a different possibility? Is there something new? And so they're really in this space of wanting to start creating space and time for new endeavors. It's like if they've been in a situation where all of their energy is going toward this connection and it's keeping them from being able to create the life that they want, they're ready to start exploring some things new. They could be stalling a little bit, dragging their feet on having tough conversations and making decisions, but they're really in a space of like, it's like they're getting clear about what it is that they want for their future, and now they're going to start looking at what that means, like going into unknown frontiers. You think about like space exploration, you don't know what you're going to find out there. They have some ideas, but there's always other questions and other possibilities and other potentialities. And so this is about really getting out into a new journey, new beginnings, and that's sort of what they're wanting. Okay, so what actions are most likely to be taken with the situation? Well, okay, so we've got the Tower, perfection, and the Son of Fire. So what's likely to happen ahead is Tower moments. Things are going to fall down. It's like things they can't continue the way that they are. Plain and simple. It just can't continue the way that they are because it's too much. There's just too much around this connection that is not working. It's just not working as you're reading it. And again, it could be a job situation that is going to suddenly fall apart. It could be a relationship and a loved one falls ill and it causes people to like kind of deal with stuff and figure out things that they need to figure out. But something is going to come crumbling down. This is also a card of divine intervention. Okay, so this could be sort of what is happening right now. I talked about this before, but like sometimes divine intervention can be discovering things that you didn't know were happening. It can be like coming across an email from like your that reveals something about a relationship that you didn't know. It could be I'm not saying that is happening. It could happen in some situations, but it could be basically like you think that it's just a coincidence. You come across an email or something pops up on your screen and you're like, wait a minute. And it makes you look a little bit closer. And then you find out things that you didn't know. I feel like that could happen here. So it could be that somebody in this connection has not been completely honest with another person and they've been telling them something, leading them to believe something. Maybe it's like if it's in a job situation, your boss has been telling you, yeah, you're going to get that promotion for sure. Like we're working on it right now. And then they accidentally copy you on a message where they're telling somebody else the exact same thing. And you're like, damn, like you're playing me here. Like maybe you had another offer and you're like, well, I'm going to take this other offer. And your boss is like, no, because we have you slated on for promotion. It's in the works right now. And so you're like pausing on taking that other position. And then you find out from like an email that you weren't supposed to be copied on that they were never actually considering you for the promotion. They just didn't want you to leave. And they were trying to get you to stall until the other offer was no longer on the table. So that is what that could be what's going to happen. I feel like things are going to be revealed with this Tower moment. It's like the divine is saying, okay, enough is enough. Like you've been like dragging your feet on this long enough, even though you know what you need to do. You know that you need to end this karmic cycle, end this karmic situation. You've been dragging your feet. And so now I'm going to make it so that you can't pretend anymore. I'm going to like pull the rug out from under you. Things are going to fall apart and it's going to cause you to have to really face the situation as it really is instead of with all this illusion and fantasy that was with before. And so this next card is perfection. This is about really getting into harmony, balance, people taking back their strength and getting into a willingness to change things and to do things different. This is about mental balance. This is coming back to center. This is about somebody who has finally feels like grounded and centered and stable again after a long, difficult situation. This is someone coming into this exquisite kind of balance. If you look at this card, this is a person, looks like a woman who's like dancing with the fire. That requires balance. It requires focus. So what I'm getting is somebody's going to come back to themselves, somebody who's been feeling kind of lost in this situation because of the energies of the connection, because of the intensity of the karma, is going to kind of come out of the fog. I remember when I ended my last karmic relationship, and I remember this moment of where I literally felt like a mental fog cleared. I literally felt like you know when you're outside and there's like it's smoggy or there's a lot of fog, and then it moves away and it's like the day seems so much brighter. That's how I felt mentally. I literally felt like this fog just kind of sweeping out. I was like, wow, what the hell was that all about? And I feel like that's what's going to happen. This tower moment is going to cause people to get really freaking mentally clear. They're going to understand for sure what's going on and what's been going on and how things have how things have been playing out that they haven't wanted to see. This Sun of Fire is about activity. This is about taking steps forward. This is about moving ahead. This is energy, charisma, confidence, really wanting things to progress and wanting things to move forward and taking steps to help them move forward. This is about this is about moving ahead. So I feel like what's gonna happen is that this tower is gonna show this, reveal some things. People are gonna see things. They're gonna come into mental clarity, mental balance, and it's gonna lead to this forward movement. The caution with the Sun of Fire is that people can get impatient. People can get impatient about things and wanting them to move forward at a certain pace before they're ready to move forward, before action is taken. And so there may be a sense of impatience. It may be like once they get clear about things, they're like wanting to just like jump ahead, and Spirit's like, maybe take it a little bit slow and make sure that you plan and you plot things out so that you don't like end up shooting yourself in the foot. So I'm going to move this aside, and I'm going to use I think this is I don't remember the name of this oracle. I got it on Etsy. I can look it up and tell you if you need it. I believe it's the Oracle of Shadows. It is, yeah, the Oracle of Shadows. And so I'm going to look at the shadow side of this connection. I just feel like it's important to look at the shadow. What is the underlying shadow energy here? So what are the shadows? Interesting. That does not surprise me at all. So the shadow side is, the first card that came out is love. So how could love be a shadow side? Well, what I feel is that there is this, it's codependence masked as love. It's like this is what they think love is. I mentioned the book All About Love by Bell Hooks, I think last week, and that's book is coming to mind again right now with this, with like what they think is love, what they're calling love is really actually unhealthy, toxic patterns. So a lot of people, if you grow up in homes that don't have good modeling of what love is, you have these ideas. You think that love is a certain thing, and it's not. It's something totally different. So if you grow up in an environment, for instance, where parents are abusive, this is an extreme, where they'll beat you, and then they're like, they beat you and then they hug you and tell you they love you. Like that sends you confusing messages, right? So you start internalizing abuse and violence as love. If you grow up in an environment where somebody is verbally abusive, mean to you, says cruel things, and then tells you they love you, it says to you, it sends a message to you that love is that love and abuse can coexist. And I feel like part of the shadow side of this is that both people, both individuals, both whoever the boss, parent, partner is, have wacky ideas about love, unhealthy ideas about love. They are confusing what they call love with what love truly is. And so that's part of the shadow, is that they're like, but I love this person. And say, no, you're codependent on this person. That's a totally different energy. Or your definition of love needs to be reworked. You need to understand that love is not abuse, that love is not cruel, that people that love you don't treat you poorly, that people that love you don't lie to you. You know, that's something that the shadow that needs to be worked out, because there's trickery at play. People aren't being honest. Okay. So this is like, somebody in this connection is not being honest with another. That message has come through pretty clearly with that magician card came. There's a couple times that this message has come through. There's some trickery happening here. People aren't being honest. There's masks. There's deception. There is people playing games. There's something that's going on there. I really get that there's this deception. There's tricks. Someone is not being entirely honest, and they're doing it because they want to keep their position. They want to keep their power. They want to keep the things that they have solid, and so they're playing games. They're lacking empathy. They're not understanding that keeping people in a situation that is not serving them, or that is full of trickery and lack of authentic love is mean. It's cruel. It's just, that's just what it is. It's like if you're in a situation in, like, for instance, like a karmic relationship, and you're cheating on your partner, and you really don't love them, but you don't want to let them go because of other reasons, but you're constantly like being dishonest, and you're constantly like not being fair. You're constantly doing this kind of stuff, that you're lacking empathy. That's just cruel. It's just cruel to keep somebody trapped in a situation that's not loving, where you're like being deceptive and being dishonest just because they offer something that you like. That's just mean. That's totally lacks empathy and compassion. And so part of the shadow right now is about people working through that. People working through and recognizing that it's not compassionate, that it lacks empathy if that's what you're doing. And learning to be kind instead of being selfish, and having your own needs met at the expense of another. So that is the shadow side of the connection right now. What people are needing to really work through is this, revisioning how they're defining love, and moving through these energies of tricking each other, playing games, manipulating, and getting into a space of empathy. So let me move this aside, and we are going to look at what lessons their souls are learning right now. Then I'm going to wrap it up. So what lessons are their souls learning? Laugh at your demons and make necessary sacrifices. I love this. Laugh at your demons. And too many times people stay in limiting situations because they're afraid to face their shadow side. They're afraid to deal with what is internal. So the soul's lesson is this says the soul's purpose right now is to restrain your critical ego and return to the love of your higher self. Be aware of every aspect of your life in which you feel stuck, and recognize this as only appearance. All things will be solved in time. Your soul's lesson: to break free of the psychic bondage that arises from your overly judgmental ego. Feel the low quality of vibration that such doom and gloom and harshness brings about. Ease up on yourself. Nothing is that bad. Deconstruct the energetic barbed wire fence around your heart and turn off the psychic go-away sign that you flash at the world. As intense as your present situation may be, and as bad as you feel, know that your higher self will guide you if you let it. Seek your spirit's clear perspective by activating your humor, blessing your mess, and trusting that it will all straighten out. As you laugh, be certain that it will. So I think that's a pretty good message for dealing with the intensity of this connection right now. They're going to have to get some help, and try not to take things so seriously. Let other people in, let other people help, let spirit help. And then make necessary sacrifices. Sacrifice short-term convenience for long-term gains. For every step you take toward your heart's desire, you must step away from the comfortable routine of the moment, which that message came through already. Your soul's lesson: be willing to make the fleeting sacrifices necessary to achieve your goals, and accept the temporary inconveniences and demands that come with commitment. It may seem that what you it may seem that what you must give up in order to attain your goals is too great a risk, but rest assured that in the end your sacrifices will be rewarded many times over. So yeah, that definitely feels in alignment with what I was saying earlier about them holding on to a situation because it's easy, it's convenient, it seems even though it's not what they want. And so they're really kind of trying to figure out how to get into this space where they're ready to go toward what actually serves them instead of what is serving them in this moment. So that's your reading. I hope that it helped. Please let me know if you have any questions. And if you want to book a private reading, you can do so by clicking the link in the description box below. I'll talk with you all soon. Take care. Bye.